All right. What's up, everybody? How's it going out there? Whoa, it's a little bit off. That's a little bit better. Of course, we've got Yamacat roaming around, adjusting cameras for me, my de facto tech crew. How's it going? What's going on? How are you out there? My name is Thinker St. James. It is Sunday, and on Friday, we had the PFL MENA Championship event, followed by the PFL World Championship event. So I watched a little bit of the MENA. Actually, I watched pretty much all of it. And I was like, I could probably do a watch along of the World Championship. And I was going to do it after dinner, but I realized it's 4 hours long. This whole event was ridiculously long. It was 9 hours long total. So I skipped around a little bit on the MENA, just watched the fights and a couple other things, but I wanted to watch all of the championship event. So I figured we'll do that now before dinner time so I can have an evening for once. What's up, Mr. Rage Quit? How you doing, brother? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well out there. How's Norway treating you? It's probably pretty fucking cold this time of year, I would think. So hopefully you're doing okay. Hopefully you're staying warm. But, well, we already have a timer going, but we'll take that off. I'll get you an actual start time here. Easy, relaxing Sunday. That's what I'm hoping that this is going to be as well. We're going to just hang out, watch these PFL fights, just kind of chill. I need to relax after a fucking very stressful morning of gaming while I was kind of half watching the PFL, watching some fights, and also playing some fucking games with, it's just people are so awful. It's just video games really bring out the worst in people. So anyway, let's get into these fights, shall we? I'll give you a sync point here in just a second. Actually, I mean, I have it queued up right from the very, very start of the broadcast. So let's see. I'm going to start the broadcast here, and we'll sync it up in a second. Turn down the volume, get that appropriate. We're looking at a big building here in Riyadh where this event is taking place. It's a cool looking building. Now we're looking at footage from yesterday, but we'll get like an actual sync point here. Any second now. Showing the promo package of Dakota Ditcheva, who I believe I had heard won her fight. So that's probably the biggest reason to watch this at all. It's just to see the phenom, the British phenom, Dakota Ditcheva. All right, right after this promo package, I'll start the timer. All right, there you go. First shot of our lovely commentator, lovely host, am I forgetting his name off the top of my head? Yeah, Sean O'Connell. There you go. 2018 light heavyweight champion Sean O'Connell. I did not realize that. I didn't even know that they were doing PFL as far back as 2018. It was probably still WSOP back then. WSOF. World Series of Fighting. Anyway. All right, so we're underway with this PFL broadcast, but if you're hanging out and want to talk about anything else, you're more than welcome to, because these fights are, well, there's a lot of them. There's 6 of them, and they already happened, so I can always look up anything that I missed. I will say, though, that the MENA event was pretty decent. There were a couple of really nice finishes on it. A lot of the footprint of the financiers of this event. Of course, this is taking place in Riyadh. This is a Saudi affair. And one thing I thought was pretty interesting is that they had a women's fight, which is pretty rare in Middle Eastern and Muslim-dominated countries. Muslim majority countries, I guess, is a more polite way to say that. So they had a female fight, and it was interesting because it was an amateur fight. So it's like, I appreciate that they're kind of giving women a platform in the sport in a region of the world where they're often not given that. But I guess maybe there just aren't that many women fighting MMA in Saudi Arabia or in the wider Middle Eastern area of the world. So they had to have it as an amateur fight. And it also had to be a catchweight fight because one of them missed weight. So not the greatest look on the planet, but it was a finish. That's pretty cool. So we'll see how these fights are. A lot of big shiny belts on pedestals over there. One thing I noticed too was that the crowd was empty as fuck for the MENA part of the event. Again, this event is 9 hours long. I skipped around through 5 hours of fights, and it wasn't even 5 hours of fights. It was like fights and then other stuff. A lot of promos, replays of. Oh yeah, and now we're sitting through a performance by musical artist Nav. Okay. He's a, I guess, Saudi Arabian rapper. Raps in English though. He's got like weird effects on his voice, but his flow sounds okay. Up, self-censoring, making sure he does not swear on the broadcast. I appreciate him rapping in front of all these championship belts, though. OMW2. Riyadh. I don't know what is some middleweight 2? I don't know what does that all stand for? I feel like an idiot. Maybe I should know what that stands for. OMW2. There's a lot of effects on his voice, and I don't know if he's straight just rapping to a track or not. There's not a single sound of crowd noise going on right now. They got pyrotechnics. Crowd is still empty as fuck. Oh my god, they just did a round shot. Holy shit, there is nobody at this PFL event. This is like the main card now, even though it's a 4-hour main card. He is performing for an empty arena right now. This is real bad. I think he actually is rapping, but he is definitely just rapping to the track. Bose is sponsoring this. That, man, there is nobody, dude. Oh my god, if you like, that's another reason I wanted to watch this live too, is because I knew that there was going to be this musical performance, and I'm like, I don't like musical performances in my combat sports, my mixed martial arts events. I don't like it when they do it in boxing. If I wanted to see a concert, I would go to a concert. I'm here for fighting. Show me people fighting, please. There is no one cheering in the crowd because there is no one there. Like, there are a couple of crowd shots earlier on the MENA card that you could see people in the crowd, but I think it's just that they have them like front loaded, I guess. Yeah, and they're all just in that center section. But they did like the surround shot. Oh, they're doing it again too. There is nobody there, bro. Oh my god. So like if you can picture like an arena, like the horseshoe of an arena, there's the center is like fairly decently taken up, but there's a lot of patchiness, and then everything on both sides surrounding that middle section is just wide open. Bro, that is bad news, man. Unfortunate. I have to say this guy's music isn't bad. It's I would kind of say it's sort of generic, trappy kind of auto-tuney rap. Not nothing overly negative to say about it, but not something that's really jumping out at me as like I need to run and go buy it or anything. He's like, he's talking about some chick. He said he likes her. She's basic. She's got braces. What? Uh-oh. DJ knows the words. DJ is doing hype and backup vocals without actually doing it into the mic because there's so much sweetener track. This is weird, man. Maybe this was better like that. Yeah, it's a little better. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, dude's stuff is not terrible. It's just I can't get around the rest of the presentation, like everything else that's happening here. There's no crowd noise whatsoever. It is dead silent in this arena. They're not cheering for him. He just ended his set. No, you could hear a pin drop in this room right now. There, oh my God! Like it finally, like the music cut out, and you just hear like a smattering of applause. This amount of applause right here is literally what you heard on the broadcast. Holy shit! I'm taking notes for the podcast tomorrow. I gotta put something in there. Holy shit, man! Jesus Christ, that is something else. I mean, it certainly does not do any favors to the PFL, who is already... This is part of the reason also why I wanted to watch this, is for the fights, of course. Hopefully they'll be somewhat decent. But because Chase and I on the podcast have been covering the PFL and the issues that they're having with Bellator more specifically... But like fight booking in general, PFL is locked into this tournament system, but they're doing like, what do they call them? Like featured fights, or I guess they are just calling them featured fights. But so it's just like fights that are just happening at PFL events that don't really count towards anything. Because if they're outside of the tournament system, then what do they really matter when it comes to PFL? And the fighters are just getting really upset because they're not getting booked for fights. So it's just, this whole thing is just weird right now, man. Everything is very strange in the PFL. And it does not do much of a service to them if the bookers or like not the bookers, but the promoters, maybe not the promoters, the financiers. If the financiers of this event are putting this event on in their country, they're putting a lot of money and resources into this event. They're having Nav come out and perform his hip-hop music. And they cut to the crowd, or they pan to the crowd shot, and there is no one inside the building. You cannot even get the financier's own country to come out to your events, let alone the country that you originate in, being the United States. So Saudi Arabia, where there's all the money in the world, you can't get people to come out to your event. And the United States, where there's all of the interest in the world, you cannot get people to come out to your events. I don't know what the business model is going to be looking like going forward for the PFL. It's not looking great. You've got Bellator that is still separate somehow. You've got PFL, which is operating, again, somehow. And nobody's going to either of these things. I was going to go down to PFL because like they were doing an event down in South Florida, about 4.5 hour drive from me, and tickets were like $40. UFC tickets are like $300 for good seats, probably about $90 for bad seats. Jake Paul is on the screen. When is he going to make his PFL debut? He's under contract. Is this all he's under contract for? Is this the extent of Jake Paul's contract? Is just to come on and do promo stuff and explain the tournament system? I appreciate Jake Paul explaining the tournament system, though, with this convoluted scoring system with points and all this kind of stuff. 3 points for a knockout, 2 points for whatever, 1 point for losing. Yeah, I guess 2 points for winning the fight to decision and 1 point for showing up. Oh my God. They really, dude, Don Davis. So Jake Paul, what I was just reacting to there is Jake Paul just said that PFL's championship, World Championship, this event that I'm watching currently, is the biggest night in MMA. And the reason that he said that, I would postulate anyway, that I would posit that he said that because that's a Don Davis initiative. Don Davis, like, he believes in this product so fucking much, and it's odd to me. Like, it's not, okay, I guess you got to have that passion, right? You've got to present that confidence in your product and all that kind of stuff. So I guess that part's not odd to me, but it's like, it's delusional, I guess, is what it comes off as, because you can't say, like, that is false advertising. Even if it is an opinion-based statement, there is no way that any human being, even the fighters fighting in this tournament, do not believe that this is the biggest night in MMA. UFC 300 was the biggest night in MMA this year. UFC 309, when John Jones fought, was easily a bigger night in MMA than this was. Anyway, I don't know. The PFL, it's like an odd experiment that I'm very fascinated with how it presents itself when it's obvious to everyone who's looking at it that it is one way, yet they present it in a completely different manner. It's almost like crypto to me. PFL is like the MMA equivalent of crypto. Everyone is watching the dump happen, right? Like, all of the stock is plummeting, and the people who are like still making money off of it are like, everything's fine, or like it's like a crypto exchange. It's like FTX. That's what it is. PFL is the FTX of MMA. It's like, while everything is burning in the background, the people in the front, the faces of it, are just saying, everything's fine, guys. We're still the best. John Dong, how you doing, brother? Happy Sunday to you. Did you watch the biggest night in MMA? Did you watch this 2024 PFL World Championship event that I am currently watching? If you didn't watch it, we're only 14 minutes in and not a single fight has even remotely started, but we did get to see a nice performance by Nav, the recording artist. If you have not watched it and have the ability to do so, find it at the outlet of your choice, and you are welcome to watch along with me. Yeah, I mean, it's very funny to me how the PFL presents itself. You cannot say that this is the biggest night in MMA. There's no fucking way. No, I honestly didn't know it was happening. Exactly. No one did. And the other funniest part about this too is that because it's in Riyadh and teamed up with Saudi Arabia, this event started at 7:15 in the morning. This started at 7:15 a.m. on Black Friday. It did not end until almost 5 o'clock p.m. Maybe 4 o'clock p.m. I don't know. Whatever. Like, just for time and commercials or whatever, I guess. I don't know how they aired this, or like what the actual time slot was on broadcast. But I know that on ESPN Plus, where I am watching this currently, the MENA card, because this is two events combined into one. You had the MENA Championship, which is the Middle East and North Africa regional promotion that they do, which actually was pretty good as far as the fight quality went. You had that, and then you had the World Championship event. The MENA card, the MENA portion, was 5 hours long. This right here is 4 hours long. That is 9 hours, my guy. There is no, like, look, if you come to the podcast on Monday, I'm probably going to be re-saying a lot of this stuff, so I apologize, but there is no fucking reason. I don't care what competitors you have on it. Saw John saying something about competitors. I don't care what competitors you have on it. I don't care what athletes are performing. I don't care what musical acts you have or what pageantry you want to put on. There is no reason under the sun that you should ever have a 9-hour event of any kind, as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to be at a concert for 9 hours. I don't want to do anything for 9 hours straight, except perhaps sleep, because I've been doing a lot of that lately. That has been the one nice part about this Thanksgiving break that I've been giving myself. Nothing should last for 9 hours, let alone an MMA event. There's no way that they had 9 hours worth of content to fill this time slot, even if they had every fight go on for its entire duration. If every fight went to decision, you still would not have needed 9 hours for this. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's a good thing the PFL is trying to promote themselves, though the UFC needs competitors. John, that is exactly why I am so interested in other promotions in general, aside from this very odd PFL experiment just being very odd. So I want there to be more than just the UFC. Competition in the marketplace is important. It breeds innovation. It breeds the best product for the consumer. People are very lazy when it comes to their consumption of everything, when it's, entertainment in general, but specifically at sports. Like, if you like a certain sport, you're pretty much boxed into a lot of like the big names in that sport. I mean, unless you're going to if in the United States, if you like, let's just for instance say that you like baseball. If you like baseball in the United States, you have MLB and you have, I guess, like AAA and college, right? Like that's pretty much your options if you're a baseball fan. With MMA, we've got a number of different options that are out, like, because we don't have college. We don't have like a AAA. I mean, you kind of do with the regional promotions and stuff. But like, I like the fact that there are more than just the UFC. And the UFC treats their athletes like absolute shit. So, I mean, like, I would like there to be other options. Except it's just very odd to me that the PFL conducts itself the way that they do. There's so much weirdness with the PFL. And now you have the PFL and ONE, the ONE being one of the best, if not the best, mixed martial arts promotion in the world, in my opinion. I think in a lot of ways, ONE is a better product than the UFC. But you have PFL and ONE both having major problems now with their athletes come out and saying that the promotions are not booking them correctly. They're not able to get fights in these organizations. You have Renier de Ridder in ONE coming out in his post-fight in the UFC when he went over to the UFC saying, don't go to ONE. You can't get fights there. He was a champion, 2-time champion in that organization. Oh, don't go to ONE. You've got Bellator, which is under the PFL umbrella, that they are one organization now. You have Bellator fighters left and right. Their most major stars now are saying this. Patchy Mix, fucking Patricio Pitbull, Douglas Lima, I guess it was, Gegard Mousasi, Higo was saying that shit. I mean, like, these are like the organization's most major stars all saying, I was supposed to fight at one time, couldn't get a fight then, where's my fight? It's just these other organizations are making it way too fucking easy for the UFC to be the big dog. Like this whole, I often reference ITP MMA, and shout out to him because the guy is one of the best MMA YouTubers like on the platform in my opinion. But ITP did a pretty decent, I'd say that there were a couple of flaws in the video, but if you want to go back and watch ITP MMA's video about the PFL, I think he he's made a couple of good points. And one thing that he said in his video, which I think does make a lot of sense, is that this whole tournament system, I don't think it's really doing a lot of favors to the product in general. Like, I think it's great for the fighter that wins. $1 million is a nice payday when it comes to MMA money. But like, people are not following along with your tournament, PFL. They're just not. Like, I guarantee you that, John Dog is an MMA fan. He didn't know that your event was happening. I knew the event was happening. I don't know half the fighters in it. Like, I mean, I know Dakota Ditcheva because she's kind of becoming a star in her own right. But you want me to fucking remember how many points a fighter has? They're showing it right now, the graphic. They're showing Denis Goltsov, who has 9, I guess they're saying 9 knockouts. So I guess that's like, what, 27 points? I guess nothing, or maybe it's 3 points for a knockout, 2 for a submission, and 1 for a win. I don't fucking know. I'm not going to remember. I don't want to have to do work to enjoy the product. Don't make me go out of my way to have to fucking, like, be a fan of your product. Just show me fights. Bellator operates the same as the UFC. They're having problems with booking. Why don't you just roll everything into either Bellator or PFL, do away with the tournament system, and then just do it the same way and try to be better? That's what every organization has, the same model. You know why? Because it fucking works. Except for PFL. So it's very weird. Anyway, sorry to be yelling on a Sunday. We're supposed to be chilling out. How are you guys doing? Thank you for hanging out on your Sunday. I appreciate it. John, hope you're having a good one. Oleg Popov coming out to Down with the Sickness. Apparently he has connections to Fedor. That's a weird way to put it. Was he a training partner of Fedor? Why did you put it that way? This is an odd thing to say. He's got connections. I mean, a lot of people have connections to a lot of people, if you know what I mean. Svelte Peterson in the building in Riyadh. Keith slimming down, looking trim. He might have done Ozempic for real. I don't want to start that rumor, but it just feels like he lost weight quick. Like, Keith Peterson used to be pretty tubby not too long ago, and he slimmed down real quick. Denis Goltsov is 5 seasons into the PFL system. Excuse me. 5 seasons into the PFL system and has not won a single one of these. Let's see if Denis Goltsov can actually get a win finally against Oleg Popov. Oleg. It's my favorite kind of screen. It's got that true black. Anyway. Oh, yeah. I do think it's kind of cool that Westgate Resorts is a sponsor of the PFL, being that Westgate Resorts in Central Florida is pretty big. They employ a lot of people, so shout out to them. They got a lot of sponsors. I mean, like, you know, PFL is, like, decently connected. Talking about connections, like, there's a lot of sponsors involved. GNC, Bose was sponsoring the musical performance. Bud Light is a sponsor. Like, they've got a lot of like, decent high-level sponsors involved in this. And it's just, like, no one gives a fuck. Oh, yeah, Michael C. Williams. He's the OK announcer that they have. The other ring announcer in PFL, the British guy, is atrocious. He's got the longest active win streak in MMA, Oleg Popov. That's pretty impressive. 17-fight win streak right now. All right, well, let's see if Mr. Popov can bring it home, or if Goltsov is finally going to get his hopefully due at this point, right? I mean, 2023 runner-up. How many times can you be a runner-up? I guess as many times as they'll have you. Michael C. Williams just said this is his second straight shot of PFL gold, and he was like, yeah, I know, buddy. Thanks. Thanks for reminding me. Gerd Richter. Gerd Richter. He's the ref. The ref with a very bald head. All these no names fighting for the title. You might as well get a title shot next. Well, thanks, Rick. How about you and me for the title? I mean, you're not. See, there you go. Yeah, see, you're on the right track. You're not totally wrong, but I mean, Oleg Popov, that is an impressive stat, though. He's on a 17-fight win streak, so, I mean, no matter where you're fighting, 17 fights in a row, winning all of them is pretty impressive. Unless 16 of them were cans, but at least one of them was in this tournament beforehand, right? So, let's see if Oleg Popov can get this win. He just took Goltsov down. I mean, at this point, with the way that PFL does their promotion, if Yama gets big enough, Rick, we probably could make that fight happen. Like, we could probably fight in the PFL if I get enough subscribers. Again, Jake Paul was introducing this event. He did the introduction with the description of the tournament system and all that kind of stuff, which actually was not poorly done. I'm telling you, over my time, like I put it in the last Yama episode, my opinion of Jake Paul is starting to change. As crazy as that is. I think his brother is still a fucking asshat, and he's still a bit of an asshat himself. But I don't know. Something about the kid is starting to rub off on me finally after all these years. Call me crazy. You'll finish me worse than Matt Frivola got finished recently for the PFL title? Okay, fair enough. Show me what you got, son. I'll be ready for that knee. I don't think that you got the flexibility for it, Rick. I don't think you can get your knee up that high. I mean, Popov is just laying on top of him right now, but he's in good position. I mean, he's in the guard, but he's pretty well mounted right now. I mean, like, he's almost fully postured. Oh, Goltsov trying to get his legs up for the triangle. Got the ankles locked, but oh, that's a little bit better. He's adjusting, trying to get this triangle. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I mean, he's got to cinch up that leg. It's not looking like it's going to happen here. All of these fights are 5-round fights, by the way. So these. Oh, he might have this triangle. He's sucking the arm in. He's got his head up against the cage, so this position's not super great for him to fully extend. Oh, there you go. That's better. He was able to... Oh, his foot is like right inside the cage right now. Ref, come on, bro. He is using the cage. Bro. Oh, now it adjusts. Oh, and that's it. Wow. All right. Well, Goltsov finally got his win, but that was... The fact that he had his foot so deep into the cage to get it adjusted the first time, bro. That's something that has been a little bit wonky, has been the refereeing in this event. Out in Riyadh, you know, they've got referees from all over the place. But if you look at the replay, when he was initially securing the triangle, like he had his toes in the cage to hold his foot in place. Like, that's, come on, bro. Okay, so off to a great start. At least we got a finish out of it. I also noticed that the commentary team on PFL strategically does not mention some of these refereeing discrepancies, although they did talk about the fact that the referee was not stopping the cornering at one point. Yeah, so like right here, they're showing the replay. His toe he is using the cage to hold his leg in place. His toe, like he is gripping the cage with his toe. He was getting himself into position, and then once he had the other leg, like he had the leg, like he was posting one leg up, like so one, like if my fingers are the toes, he's got one like toe hooked into the cage, and then while that is there, he was adjusting the other leg so that it got it into the crux, and then was able to snap the leg back. Fucking weird, man. Your prime minister was hanging out with Trump at Mar-a-Lago this weekend? Yeah, I would suspect he was. Isn't your election coming up soon? I would think that your prime minister is probably realizing that a lot of people in your country are not very happy with him, and he thinks that kind of cozying up to Trump is going to help out. That would be my suspicion. I shout out to the MMA base goddess. I saw a video that she posted. I guess she's doing political content now, which I'm like, okay, I guess if that's what you want to do. I guess she's pretty politically minded. But she posted a video recently. I guess you guys just got a tax cut or something, or like a tax refund or a rebate of some kind. I don't know. There's some kind of money came back to you guys because your prime minister is trying to shift a little bit more center. As far as I know, that's what I'm gathering from the information I'm getting. But I mean, I guess everybody seems to be shifting to the right. It's a big trend across the globe, it would feel like, which I think is really unfortunate, but only in some ways. And it's not even because I identify with the left. I just don't like homogeny, just like I don't like homogeny in my MMA products. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? If you're not getting the support you want from one side of the aisle, go jump on over to the other. I think that's the unfortunate dichotomy of the political landscape in general right now. You've got the left, who is so fucking clueless about what people actually want out of their politicians. They are playing into this dumbass identity politics shit because that's the loudest voices that they hear on their side of the aisle. So you've got idiots on that side, and then you've got on the other side idiots as well that are essentially just going super far right because that's just what the trend seems to be. Also, probably because there's an aspect of fiscal conservatism that does make sense. I mean, people are broke. Yeah, people want money. People can't afford groceries. People can't afford houses. So, there is an element of the right that makes sense when it comes to finances. Just sucks that you go far to the right and you lose all of your personal liberties. Trudeau is staying liberal. He's not crossing the aisle. Well, obviously he's crossing it to an extent. I mean, he could have flat out denied meeting with Trump. That would have been a huge international issue if he had, I would suspect. But, that would have certainly signaled to his leftist base, hey, I'm not going to be seen with this evil, evil man. Whatever those leftists think of Trump. That's the other part of why the political landscape is so fucking dumb, too, is that you've got idiots on one side that are like, this guy's the Antichrist, and then idiots on the other side who think he is literally Christ. He's either God or the devil, nowhere in between. It's so fucking dumb, dude. I hate politics. I hate the current landscape of politics. It brings out the absolute worst in people, and people are already the worst to begin with, so you've got terrible people being even more terrible. Congratulations, Dennis Goltsov. You finally got your PFL belt. You finally got your $1 million. $1 million holler, baby. Peter Murray. He's presenting a very large novelty check. It says $1 million on it. Wowzers. I mean, that is one thing that you do have to give PFL credit for, is that at the end of the day, all of the bullshit aside, these fighters do get $1 million out of it. Kayla Harrison has like $3 million just off of PFL winnings. 2 or 3 at the very least. Or 2 at the very least, I guess. 3 at most. I don't know. She's either won it 2 or 3 times. Fifth time's the charm for Denis Goltsov. I mean, you got to be happy for the guy, right? You try at something 5 times. Least that can happen is one of them comes through for you. I feel with a lot of life, you know? You just try and nothing works. How much of that millions is taxed, though? That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I mean, who does the taxing on it is the question, I think, right? Like, when you win it, I guess that money becomes taxed by your... Like, if it's going to you, it's your... It gets counted as earnings, right? So... Is it taxed on both sides? And if so, who's doing the taxing? Because Goltsov... yeah, that's an interesting little element of this. Goltsov is from Russia. The PFL is headquartered in the United States, and this event is taking place in Saudi Arabia. So, I don't know. It's a good question how much of it is taxed. And I mean, look, even if you're taxed like fucking... whatever, 75%, you're still making a decent chunk of change comparatively. When guys are getting paid fucking 15 and 15, which apparently is not that far off for like entry level at this point. 15 to show, 15 to win. And that's even like, I'm talking UFC money for that. I'm sure that like for regional promotions, probably making a couple $1,000 at most. 2,000 to show, 2,000 to win. This is a pretty broadcast lady. Impa Kasanganay. He's the success story of this organization as far as I'm concerned, and he's a Florida boy. Florida, stand up, baby. Shout out to Impa. Putin will take at least 50 of that for the Ukraine war effort, and Goltsov might get sent to the front lines. I doubt that. I doubt they're sending a high-level athlete to the front lines. He's more valuable for PR. Just like Impa Kasanganay is valuable PR for the great state of Florida. Go Impa, man. Impa Kasanganay gets knocked out in the UFC, goes over to PFL and wins $1 million. That's the American dream right there. Want to talk all this political bullshit. I'm happy for Impa Kasanganay. Real honestly, he is the biggest success story of the PFL in my opinion. In fact, I'm going to put that in my notes. All right. Taking some notes for the podcast. The podcast, of course, which will happen tomorrow night right here on the Yama channel. Myself, Chase Parton. Last Week's Fights is the name of it. You'll be hearing us talk about this. We'll be talking about 310 coming up. Looking forward to 310, of course. Anything else MMA related that needs to be talked about, we will get some commentary going on that as well tomorrow night. But we will definitely be talking about this shit because now I have stuff to talk about having watched it. And of course, we did not have a UFC event this weekend. Luckily, this weekend for me was very eventful, or productive, I guess is a better way to put it. Not eventful, but very productive. Hung out with the Vitz King off stream. We do that. Worked on some projects that we are getting off the ground. Looking forward to being able to talk about those in detail when they are ready to be launched, which they are getting pretty goddamn close. So the MENA event, the 6-hour MENA Championship event for PFL, had no advertisements. This World Championship event does have advertisements. Luckily, they're not the same ones that UFC gets, so don't have to worry about seeing the same thing 8 million times that I've already seen. Now we just get to see the same thing 8 million times that I have not seen yet. So we get to see this GNC commercial and some other shit. I do appreciate that this GNC commercial has this chick with the big ass in it. So every time they show this commercial, I get to see this chick's big ass. Thanks, GNC. I like seeing a nice round ass every once in a while in my advertising. Show me large, round female asses. Maybe then I will buy your product. That's how it works, right? Do you see a large, round female ass and immediately go out and buy whatever product is being hawked at you? I know I do. Oh my God. So much fucking, like, there's a lot of advertising. Yet again, another, like, pacing is going to be the biggest criticism of this specific event or events, the two of them together. I mean, you know, I like what I'm going to say. You're getting a kind of a preview of the podcast tomorrow, because what I'm going to say is that, like, I never really, like, paid too much attention specifically to pacing of events before Chase mentioned it. But after talking to Chase about it and, like, how he is bothered by it, I start to find myself noticing it more and more. And, like, the pacing of that MENA event was awful. God awful. All right, Brent Primus versus Gadzi Rabadnov. Gadzi Rabadnov versus Brent Primus. Brent Primus, of course, a former UFC fighter, I believe. If not that, then Bellator, I'm fairly certain. Let's see. Yeah, I knew it was he either fought in Bellator or the UFC. Did he fight in the UFC too or no? I guess just in Bellator. Company man. Yeah. Went from Midtown Productions, Midtown Throwdown 4, right to Bellator. He fought on Bellator 101. Been there for a while. What was Bellator 101? That was 2013. So yeah, he's been around for quite a while. All right. Gadzi. Every time that I see that name, sadly now, I'm always going to be reminded of, is it Gadzi Kagirov? The MMA fighter turned terrorist in Dagestan who destroyed a church, shot a bunch of people, and destroyed a synagogue as well. Equal opportunity terrorist attack in Dagestan. Yeah, very pleasant to think about. Of course, this Godzi had nothing to do with that, so it's an unfair association in my mind. God, even the fucking announcers, the commentators look bored, bro. They're showing these commentators here. Both of them just look so nonplussed. Brent Primus reminds you of Dan Henderson. I mean, okay, dude. We'll see if he can take you to task on that one in the cage, or hold you to it, I guess. I mean, like, the production of these events is kind of decent, I would say. I mean, like, you've got pyrotechnics, you've got music, you've got big LED screens, multiple cameras. You got all this bullshit tech that the PFL like jams into their promotion. Brent Primus has that weird rib thing where like his rib protrudes oddly. Like the left side of his body, his rib is like super like protruded. Looks like he's got a big welt on that side of his body, but I'm fairly certain that's just his rib. Yeah, it is. Yeah, dude, that's weird. Yeah, he's got that Davy Grant thing going on. Just on that one side, though. All right, Brent. See what you got. Can you take down Godzi? Another Russian. A Russian just won. Chase the takedown, they're saying, for Brent Primus. Maybe he will do that. I guess Rabadnov is a striker, I would assume. They're telling Brent to wrestle with a Russian guy, then I'm assuming that this dude is not a great wrestler. Which is odd, you would think, for the Russians, but some guys like to punch. Oh, Rabadnov is undefeated in Bellator and PFL. I think that is one good thing about the alternative organizations is that, like, the really good fighters do tend to rise to the top pretty easily in these organizations because the lower level talent is that much lower level. So it's easier to identify the really good fighters. I don't know. Maybe you can look at that either way, but I think it's a good thing. Already yawning. How far are we into this broadcast? An hour? Hey, vey. All right, here we go. See what we got here. I mean, I don't know if Primus is Henderson-like, but if he's strictly talking about the stiffness in his stance, then I can agree with that to an extent. Oh, all right. Primus with a couple of shots thrown early. Oh, nice takedown for Rabadnov. Nice easy takedown, too. Just got the double leg, snatched him out of midair. He's trying to get the leg over. If he can secure a go-go plata, that would be fucking fantastic. I can't remember the last time I've seen a go-go plata actually successfully executed in actual competition. Yeah, I mean, they're talking about how close he is to this go-go plata, but yeah, I mean, yeah, he almost had it. He almost had the position for it, but Rabadnov slips it, and now he's got a reset. Oh, man, I might have to drink a Red Bull for this. Like, not that the fights have been bad. I did already watch on and off 6 hours of it. 5 hours. 5 hours. And the Mina fights were good, as I mentioned. I want to make that clear. I think it's easy to talk about the quality level of these organizations not being the best. Anything going to happen in this position? Rabadnov trying to kind of circle on the ground a little bit, but not really advance position at all. Oh, shit. Chase just posted the picture of the last week's fight shirt that he just made. Looks fucking cool, honestly. Why does Rick Allen always want to fight? I don't know. I have no clue. It's been the same shit ever since he started coming into the chat. I don't know what I did. I always try to be cool with everybody in the chat. He came in with an attitude from the get. But all good here. I think it's got to do with some sexual frustration when it comes to Rick. That's my theory, at least. Got that angry young man syndrome. I mean, Primus is trying to get the triangle here. Short time on the clock. Not much doing. It is nice that they finally allowed elbows in the PFL. How crazy is that? That for however long they've been doing this promotion, they have not allowed elbows. Kind of wild. John, have you ever partaken in the viewing of a PFL event of any kind? Have you ever watched the PFL ever? No, you consider yourself a pretty big MMA fan? Follow the sport? I'm genuinely curious. Just like, I don't know. I think that off the top of my head, I can probably name like 3 or 4 people that I know that actually watch the PFL somewhat regularly. And even those people, if I include myself in that, do not like go out of their way to watch the PFL. It's like a catch it if it's convenient, catch it if it's the only thing going on in your home. If there's a specific fighter that you want to see, you'll catch it every once in a while. That's why I used to watch it. You know, I was watching Kayla Harrison in there a good amount. When Impa Kasanganay went into the tournament for the first time, I wanted to watch him in there. But I don't think that I know like a single person who's a religious PFL watcher. No, you only watch PFL if someone you know is fighting like Yoel Romero. There you go. There you go. Pretty much what I'm talking about. PFL is not doing a great job of cultivating a fan base. And again, it's very unfortunate. The UFC is going to reign supreme forever when it comes to MMA. You should, because the fighters do work hard and deserve the attention, but you're just so busy. Yeah, I feel you on that. That's the other part of it too. That's hard in general. Keeping up with this sport is that these events are very long and there's only so many hours in the day. It's part of why I started this channel, was because if I was going to be donating, if I was going to, oh, there you go. Uh-oh, nice straight just dropped Primus. Rabodnov just dropped him and then went right down into guard. That was weird, bro. Why didn't you just stand him up? I don't know why the hell he did that. That was kind of a low IQ move. Anyway, but yeah, you know, one of the reasons I started the channel was because it was like, if I'm going to be devoting so much time to MMA to begin with, I might as well use it productively. And also, should the channel ever become something, then I can have an excuse to watch more. When there's only so many hours in the day, you don't have a lot of time to be watching every promotion. Because if I had the ability to, I certainly would watch every single one. I'd be watching Cage Warriors and fucking Cage Fury and LFA and PFC, all this stuff. Elite XC. Just go over to the gym. That's Elite XL. I don't know. I'm rambling. But yeah, I understand. There's only so many hours in the day to be watching all this stuff. And there are some decent fights. Like I was saying, the Mina fights today were very good. Some of them were very good. There were some good finishes. And occasionally you're seeing fighters who end up going on to bigger and better things coming over from these organizations. So, you know, Kayla Harrison, of course, MVP from Bellator, Michael Chandler from Bellator, Ben Askren from One, who could forget how amazing he was in the UFC. Put some respect on his name. Yeah, stand him up, stupid. Bro, like, Rabodnov has that problem that some fighters have where they feel like if they don't just step back and let them stand up, that they're not, like, working actively. It's like, bro, just, you dropped him already. I mean, now he's already come to at this point, but, like, why would you, if you're not, like, the strongest wrestler, and this guy apparently is a stronger grappler than he is, why would you go back down to the ground with him? Like, just stand him the fuck up, bro. Whatever. I mean, because now it's just this like ground cuddling deal going on, and there it ends. So I mean, good round for Godzi. I also liked that at the beginning of the Mina portion of the card, they didn't have any music, and that's because they've got a DJ in the building, and I guess the DJ didn't show up on time or just was still setting up or whatever. But about like a quarter of the way through the Mina card, they were like, "Oh yeah, we've got a DJ now." Very happy female DJ dancing behind the turntables. Got a pair of Pioneers. Digital, of course. All right, round 3 of a 5-round fight, as they all are. They had one DJ in the crowd and then another DJ who was the backup DJ for musical recording artist, sensation of the hip-hop, Nav. I'm sure everybody's familiar with him, right? What's your favorite Nav song? Ooh, another heavy shot from Rob Rabadinov. Rabadinov. Yeah. Let him up! Fucking Jesus, dude. Like, finally he did it, but why the fuck? Like, just they stands over kicking. Like if you don't just take one step back and say, get up, that the referee's not going to say, okay, get up. You dropped this guy twice. Fucking let him stand. But Rabadinov certainly turning the tides of this fight in his favor. Yeah, nice front kick for him. Oh, there you go. Nice counter for Primus. Left hand got through. Oh, spinning back fist for Primus did not land, but Rabadinov did. He's landing some nice shots, Rabadinov. Ooh, another one looked like it might have stunned Primus a little bit there. Yeah, Rabadinov just needs to let his hands go for real, because, I mean, Primus he's getting stunned by a lot of these shots. He's playing it pretty cautiously. Oh, another one. Oh, Primus got to be done. Oh, he's done. Yeah, get out of here. Wow. All right. There you go. So, let it not be said that this PFL does not have finishes, at least. 2 fights, 2 finishes now. And a whole bunch of them on the Mina card. Good shit. That was actually a really nice one. That was good stuff, man. I swear that for these crowd reaction shots, they are finding little clusters of people and huddling them all together based on that crowd shot that we saw during the Nav concert. But yeah, here we go with this finish here. Yeah, they're showing that the start of the second there that knocked him down. Boom. Oh, yeah, dude. Nice left hook, man. Right hand after that. Yeah, very nice work for Rabadnov. Should probably remember this guy's name. He just got a really nice knockout and won $1 million. Good job, Rabadnov. Godzi remains undefeated in PFL and Bellator. So, maybe Godzi Rabadnov's a name to remember. Hey? I don't know, perhaps. King Saud University Arena is where this is taking place. There is no one in the crowd at King Saud. All right. We'll get the official decision here, and I will take a quick break. I think I'm going to get a Red Bull, honestly. I mean, I'm not really even falling asleep because these fights are boring or anything. I just don't get much sleep at all because I've got a cat that never lets me do it. Uh, do, do, do. Multitasking here. Oh yeah, they're showing a promo package of the amateur female fighter from Saudi Arabia. Yeah, which I think is great. I do think it's awesome. It is just a little bit funny that it happens to be an amateur fighter, but anyway. 150% rise in women and girls' participation in sports in Saudi Arabia. That's nice to hear. Wonder if their rights in general have improved over the years. Couldn't tell you. But it's good. I mean, that's no irony there. Legitimately great thing to hear that they're able to participate in sports, something that people might take for granted in other countries, most especially women. All right. Gadzi Rabadnov wins it by knockout. Congratulations to him. Big shiny belt. Dude in mountain hat in the crowd. Nobody reacting in that crowd to this dude winning $1 million. I don't know if this crowd really knows how to react to some stuff. Like, they just don't. They seem to be confused. Like, when do we clap? I don't know. Do I clap now? Oh, maybe. Okay, I'll clap. Am I supposed to cheer? Maybe in some cultures they don't cheer for like things as much. I don't know. Not saying that that's the case here, but just as a general statement, maybe there are cultures that are just like, when you're excited about something or happy, you show it by not making any kind of emotional outburst whatsoever. No statement of emotion. All right. Well, Gadzi Rabadnov wins his belt. I guess now is as good a time as any to take a quick break. So I will do that. And I will leave the timer going and leave everything just up and running. Yeah. Grab myself a little Red Bull to stay awake for the rest of this. Again, not because these fights are boring, just because I have not gotten a lot of sleep. But BRB, everybody. All right. Missed absolutely nothing. Ah, love that sound. The energy drink consumption is definitely not good for you because when you come down off of it, you sleep for many, many days if you are me. Speaking of, hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving if you are in the United States. Someone overseas recently told me that he thinks that his country is going to adopt Thanksgiving since it's the only American holiday that they do not have. I said that that one would be a little bit tough to make stick, perhaps, but you can probably do some version of it. Maybe you will enjoy some turkey. Oh, we're getting the Jake Paul promo again. Yep, the same one. The toughest test in MMA, he says. Oh, okay. That's how the points work. So you get 3 points for a win, and then bonus points for if you get a knockout or a submission, and if you get, and depending on what round you get it in. So first round you get 3 points, second round you get 2, and third round you get 1. So that's how the point system works there. Nope. They cut his promo short that time. Oh, I didn't know Sadabusi won it last, or in 2023 rather. Good stuff, Sadabusi. I liked him when I saw him fighting. I saw him last year, I think. I guess he did not win last year's go around of it. One thing that has been pretty fun about this event has been all of the Arabic dance music that I've been hearing. A lot of these fighters walking out to it. Prince Magomed Umalatov? What is he a prince of? He's also Russian. Yeah, I mean, that's another crazy element of this in general in the PFL. Like right now, the stat that they just read out is pretty wild. Umelatov versus the other guy. These two guys have 37 fights between the two of them. Neither of them have been defeated. This fight right now is for the belt and the money and for the O. So, again, the cream rises to the top pretty quickly in these organizations, which I can appreciate. I guess there might be an argument on the other side of that, but I think it's pretty good. I think it at least separates the good from the great. Hey, John, thanks for chilling, brother. I appreciate you, man. I'll be here till the end of this event. We're about an hour and a half in, and it's a 4-hour event. So if you come back around, I'll be here. If not, have a great rest of your weekend, man. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate you. Masayev is the other fighter. Umelatov and Masayev. Again, both these guys, undefeated fighters. (17-0), 8-0 in the PFL, fighting out of Dagestan. This guy Umelatov has everything going for him right now. British or Irish, perhaps, referee. Crowd wanting more action. There you go. They know that. They don't know how to clap or cheer, but they know how to ask for more. Yeah, it'd be nice if somebody did engage here. Over a minute into this fight, there's been one leg kick thrown. Oof. There you go. Decent leg kick for Musayev. All right, we are coming up on the 2-minute mark, and there have been a grand total of 2 leg kicks thrown now. That's 2 minutes now. Crowd booing again. I can understand it. Somebody do something, please. Ooh, there you go. That was a good one for Musayev. Oh, Musayev smelling blood now. He's like, all right, I guess we should probably fight at some point. Couple knees for Musayev. Ooh, nice trip from Musayev, too. Umeletov back to his feet, but that was still a very nice sweep that he did there. All right. Militov able to spin out away from having his back taken there, held onto, and they are back out to center now. So Militov, decent with the defense, but he needs to start working here. And back to nothing. Back to no activity whatsoever. Musayev has done absolutely nothing this entire round except for defend somewhat decently. And even that wasn't 100%. That crowd's like starting to clap and sequence here. You know, they're doing a rhythmic clapping like, hey, let's go, guys. Yeah. All right, round 1 over. That was a weird round. Umeletov takes it very handily. I mean, no, Musayev. Sorry. Jesus Christ. I always do that. I don't know why I do that. I get one guy's name stuck in my head, and then I say it instead of the person that I'm talking about. Musayev took that round handily. Umeletov needs to get the fucking foot on the gas. All right. One Bud Light commercial down. That commercial with Shane Gillis that everybody is very fond of. It's not bad. Certainly a better pivot away from what they were doing. They're right back out to doing absolutely nothing again. 30 seconds down. 40 seconds down now. It was over 30 seconds last time I said something. Oh, all right. There you go. Melitov tries to go in. Musayev onto it. Slips the shoot. Musayev does have fast hands, like when he lets him go. Decent body shot. Oh, nice kick for Musayev. Musayev is winning this fight just pointing right now. He is not having to do a hell of a lot. Umelitov looked very sloppy in the takedown attempt. He shot right through it. Musayev put his face into the cage. Oh, there you go. All right. Umelitov is reaching for his shots a lot. But he almost got a takedown, but now Musayev able to reverse it. Gets his back, and they are back to the feet. It feels like Umelitov, like the only wrestling class he took in Dagestan was defensive wrestling. And he's got his back. There you go. Okay. Drags him out to the center for a second. Melitov goes back to the cage. Melitov tries to turn over to his front. Musayev pulled out the legs, pulls him out again now. During this fight, they are promoting the Dakota Ditcheva fight. I don't think that that's unique to this fight specifically, but it is pretty funny that there's not enough action going on that they can't refrain from previewing an upcoming fight. That was a decent little elbow from Umelitov. It's kind of hugging, and it's like an almost clinch situation. They're throwing knees at each other in this somewhat of a clinch, but it's really more of a hug than like an effective clinching exchange. Now it's a little bit better. Got underhooks going. All right, and they break. Back out to center. Oh, all right. There you go. That was a decent hand for Melitov. Finally. Melitov, I guess, got hurt on the nose. A little bit of blood. Just a little. Melitov tries to go for a toss. Doesn't get it. It's like both of these guys are somewhat gun shy, it seems like, but then when they engage, they're like going like rabid during the engagement. And now in the middle of the break, they're in between rounds right now, and we cut to a very, very quick little interview question with Dakota Ditcheva. Hope she doesn't have a lot to say. We got a fight going on. How are they asking her 2 questions? Better be a quick answer. Oh, 3 questions. All right, maybe the fight's over. Maybe they just decided to say screw it to the fight that was going on. 2 rounds down, no one really cares. Let's just see what Dakota Ditcheva has to say as she enters the building. She's still in her hoodie. Oh, all right. Fight's still going on. This is weird, man. All right. Yeah, for 2 undefeated fighters with extremely long win streaks on both sides, neither of them look great. Yeah, they're asking Randy Couture who's winning this fight. He's like, yeah, 2 rounds to Musayev. Are you fucking kidding me? And he is not wrong. Melitov, like, has not gotten out of second gear this entire fight, basically. Except when he has, he's, like, thrown everything that he has into those, like, very, very brief exchanges. Yeah, another 1-2 for Musayev there. And they're talking about his speed. They are right about that. I mean, he is pretty fast with his hands, but he just needs to, like, actually throw them more. He's, like, waiting for these shots, and a lot of times Umelitov is just standing right there for them. It's like, dude, just throw something out there. At least pop the jab out, for fuck's sake. Oh, there you go. Nice counter for Umelitov. Oh! Oh, that might have done it. Umelitov finally found the shot. He did it! All right. Good job. Oh, no. Musayev. Good Lord, I did it again. Shamil Musayev finally found his shot. Got it. Wins the $1 million after a somewhat uneventful fight where I kept mixing him up with his opponent. But yeah, Musayev was definitely the better fighter in there through 2 rounds. And into that third, he was still looking like the better fighter. So all he needed to do was find the shot. Didn't really open up a whole hell of a lot before that. But when he finally found the shot that he was waiting for, he got it. Good for him. And I mean, again, say what you will about the quality level of these fights or these fighters or whatever, but this is all finishes so far. Yeah, Umelitov just like wasn't like it. He wasn't doing anything until it was counter time. Like he was waiting for counters, I guess, but like there was no offense whatsoever. So Musayev wins. Well deserved, I suppose. hanging out through commercials. Again, just doing the multitasking thing. Shout out to Chase, though, from the podcast, who just got a t-shirt press and is making some shirts, and one of them came out pretty good, and it's for the podcast. It's got the podcast initials, LWF, right there on the front. If you go to my Instagram, you can see it in the stories. Pretty neat. The Saudi Arabian Prime Minister of Sport is there to present these belts. Congratulations, Shamil Masayev. You won a fight where the other guy threw about 3 punches. I mean, a win's a win. He deserved it. Got $1 million out of it. I would think, man, it would seem pretty clear to me at this point that the Kayla Harrison navigational route is really the way to go in this sport if the PFL survives. If you're a high-level mixed martial artist, start your career in Bellator/PFL, rack up a bunch of wins, do their tournament. You fight 3 times, I think, in order to get the belt and the money. Go through the system, get a couple $1 million, then be like, okay, I've done what I need to do over here. I got all my wins. I'm coming in with a huge win streak, couple $1 million in the bank. Now, if I want to go over to the UFC, I'll go do that. I think that Kayla Harrison is the prototype for how you should navigate this sport so that you're not coming into the UFC and fighting for fucking 15-15 to start. Any good hinge matches recently? No. I haven't really been on it all that much. What about you? Are you changing your profile regularly? I've heard that that's effective. I don't know if it's true or not, though. Like, I don't really see the, like, the reasoning for it. But I guess maybe to keep your pictures current. And I guess if people, you know, women have already seen your current version of it, it gives them something new to evaluate, maybe. Been a fallow period. I feel you, my man. Well, then maybe that's what you need to do. Go in there and change some stuff up. If your profile is getting a little stale, take some new pictures. That's one of the hardest things that I think about the apps is like getting good pictures. I have friends that I've been friends with for like 15 years. I don't have any pictures with them. Like one of my closest friends, I don't think that we have ever taken like a picture where like somebody has said, hey, the two of you stand here for a picture. I've known this guy for almost 20 years. So, not that you asked, but if there is any possible advice to come out of this conversation, perhaps that would be it. Maybe it's time to take some better pictures or different pictures. Try to get some pictures of you doing interesting things, I guess. That's another problem that I have. All the stuff that I do is like not interesting to women. You know, like to be perfectly honest, it's a very rare woman that would be interested in the streaming that I do. I mean, some of the business stuff I do, I guess, could be interesting, but like, it's not all that interesting to me. So I don't really promote it in that way. But you're a metropolitan man on the town, aren't you, Rick Allen? Go out and do things. Go get some shots of you, I don't know, at a club or something impressive. What's the most impressive thing that you do? If you were going to tell somebody what like your strongest attribute is, think about that. And then get some shots of that. That would be at least how I would think it would be working, right? I mean, like if you like to ride bikes, get a cool shot of you riding your mountain bike. Maybe you won an award at your job. Get a picture of you with your award. Look at me. I won an award. I'm not just an insurance salesman. I'm the best insurance salesman. I don't know. That's at least my thoughts on it. You take vacations a lot. Do you have pictures of you on these vacations? Maybe in front of some cool site or something. It shows that you're a traveler. Women certainly appear to love traveling. I see that on every fucking profile. Love to travel, love to travel. Where is this money coming from? Who is paying for these trips? That's my question. Every time I see a woman on a boat, I'm just like, whose boat is that? See, the problem too for me though, Rick, is that I lose interest in people very quickly. So I have had like recently a couple of like decent matches, but like I just don't keep up with it. Like once the match is established, if they're not showing like the level of interest that I'm showing, or if like I'm having to put more effort in than I feel is appropriate for the person, then I'm just like, I mean, unless they're like really, really, really hot, unless I'm like really attracted to the woman, then it's just like, whatever. Like there's this one chick that I was talking to, and like, she seemed cool. She had good taste in music. That's usually one of my biggest indicators of if we're going to get along or not. If she's got good taste in music, then I generally am like, okay, at least we'll have something to talk about. So she had good taste in music, which was like a good starting point. But then she like, every time that we would start talking, she was like, oh, I can't really talk right now. I'm really busy. I'm really busy. I'm really busy. I'm like, all right, well, if you're too fucking busy, then you're too fucking busy. I'm not going to like sit here and like go out of my way constantly to like try to initiate conversations that it's not being reciprocated in the slightest. You know what I mean? Like either you have time to talk to me or you don't. Like, I'm not going to just keep messaging you over and over again and get the same response. It's like, fuck this. So I had to kind of let it go, and that's sadly not uncommon. So it's tough out there, bro. I feel your pain. You have a few photos from France on there. There you go. Probably go to California in February. You're thinking LA and San Francisco. LA would be a great one for that, dude. When you're out in LA, find some cool stuff out there. And not even necessarily like just the touristy stuff. Like LA has a lot of like cool, deeper cut stuff. Art museums, things like that are really cool for that. You just want to show interesting things that at least give the impression that you have a personality. That's the problem for me. That like I have hours and hours of footage of myself that really does nothing for my impression when it comes to women, unless they are explicitly an MMA super fan, basically. Like I'm waiting for not Sarah Toby, but like a person like a Sarah Toby. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sarah. That's the homie. But like, it's a very rare combination of a woman who is into MMA to the point of being interested in the commentary element of it, who would give a fuck about a dude who streams. You know what I mean? It's just not interesting. I think that the endeavors that I'm working on currently, like these projects that I'm getting off the ground, probably will be pretty attractive. But like, I don't know. I just don't think about shit in those terms. So it's like, oh man, once I get this thing off the ground, then I'm really gonna get laid. It's like, no, it's not why I do this stuff. But yeah, I just don't take a lot of pictures naturally, and I don't know. Other than that, it's like I like it doesn't matter that much to me. It's like so it's just it is what it is, you know? Like I am very comfortable being alone. Obviously, I'm on stream alone a lot of the time. I'm at home alone a lot of the time. I'm writing often. Writing is a very solitary thing. Like I don't have any grand desire to start a family. If it happens, it'd be nice, but I'm not hard up for it, or like I don't have like some biological clock like women do. So it just is what it is, man. I think it all like kind of coalesces into where I'm at with all of that, because it's like on the one hand, it's already hard if you're trying hard to make it work. Dating in general is very difficult. And if you're not trying, then it's 5 to 10 times as hard. So if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't for me. But if you're actively looking for it, man, there are ways to increase your chances. And I mean, if you're going, like, do you go out regularly in your town? I mean, you're going on these vacations, which is cool, but like, do you go out to, I don't know, bars or clubs or social events, gatherings of any type? If you're into MMA, maybe you should go out to a bar sometime to watch the fights and then just see if you can talk up some chicks while you're at the bar. What helps in those situations is if you go out with a friend who is a good wingman. Let me explain something here, okay? This is something I actually do have an opinion about. There are some friends that think that they're good wingmen that are terrible wingmen, okay? These are friends that are going to be the life of the situation, life of the party kind of guys. Like, I've got one friend who, he is a huge personality, very different from myself. When around new people, around people in general, like it's counterintuitive because I talk so much on here, but like in my day to day, I don't talk to people very much because I don't find people very interesting. Like there has to be specific things about people that encourage me to want to talk to them. I'm not going to strike up a conversation with you and hear about how, you're a claims adjuster, or, you fucking work for the city. Like, great. I'm not saying that any of that stuff is bad. It's just not interesting to me. The same way that I wouldn't expect that if I talk to you about fucking any of those movies over there, that you would automatically be interested in those. So anyway, the point is, I don't talk very much around people in general, especially if I don't know them. If I know them, I talk the same way that I'm talking to you right now. I have one friend who is the opposite of that in the sense that he will talk to anybody. He is very open. He's just like, he'll strike up a conversation. He'll show interest in the people, this kind of stuff. Huge personality, right? You would think that that guy would be a great wingman, except what ends up happening is that anytime that he opens up a conversation, it just ends up being the him show. He just takes over the whole thing, and I'm still the quiet person that I am. So it looks like you've got one guy who's over here, the life of the party, and his tag-along sidekick, when it's like, I just can't get a fucking word in edgewise with this guy. So you need a guy who is one step below that as the wingman friend. You need a guy who is open and cool to talk to, but is not going to monopolize the conversation. So if you have a friend out there that you can have as your wingman who knows the appropriate level of conversation to initiate, that's what you really need. That's what you need. Just a cool, chill wingman to help you out, give you the alley-oop, he starts the conversation up, and you can go in there and work your magic. Or that's the other thing that you could start working on yourself too. If you really wanted to get the process going for yourself, is to start working on getting over the initial anxiety of opening conversations with women. That, I think, is like one of the hugest, if not the hugest barrier for a lot of men, is that they're just too nervous to approach women. And it sucks because women make it that way a lot of the time. And I get that part of it, where it's like you open yourself up, you make yourself vulnerable, and you get shot down. And you're just like, well, fuck, that really hurts. So I get that part of it. But if you really want to make an effort to get over the hump with it, then you just got to be comfortable with that aspect of it. And then it becomes a numbers game. But aren't your parents going to be disappointed if you don't procreate and give them grandkids? No. I am very lucky in that way. I have very, very cool parents who always raised me to be exactly who I am and live the life that I want to live. Also, Impa Kasanganay is fighting Yagshi Muradov here. Sorry. Got into a long-winded discussion about dating as Impa Kasanganay, my favorite PFL fighter, began his walkout and is now fighting. But no, yeah, my parents don't care about that kind of stuff either. They want me to be happy. And I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm like overjoyed with my life, but I'm working towards getting to where I will be happy, hopefully. I enjoy doing this. Everything that I have done and have oh shit. Oh, damn, they're swinging right now. Uh-oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no! No, Impa, no! Oh, Impa Kasanganay got knocked the fuck out. Man. That sucks. That was a quick fight, too. Dovletzan Yagshimuradov over here. Yeah, Dovletzan Yagshimuradov just fucking knocked out Impa Kasanganay. Congratulations. That was really they were both swinging. That was a good fight, as short as it was. ATT guy. Oh, he's from Turkmenistan. That's an underrepresented country in the sport. Cool. Well, good for him, I guess. Sucks that it had to be Impa. Yeah, Impa landed a couple of nice shots in there too, but man, he got rocked. Yeah, oh, uppercut got through. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that right hand started it off, and then it was just, oh, the uppercuts, man. Yeah, boom. Oh, man. Yeah, dude. Impa took a couple. Yeah. I think these refs are stopping fights a little bit early, but that was a fine stoppage. If their name ends in V, they're winning their fights in the PFL. Probably not too far off. But I mean, there's so many of them. Sometimes they're fighting each other. Sometimes two Vs are fighting. Rick, are your parents pressuring you to have kids? Is that something that you're experiencing? Because if that's the case, I mean, you know, I don't know what your relationship is like with your parents, but I would really recommend that you do what makes you happy and not what makes anybody else happy. What I had started to say, too, before the fight kind of took my attention, as it should. I'm watching these fights on a martial arts channel here. What I was starting to say is that the life that I have carved for myself, for better or worse in many ways, has enabled me to do this. So that I am happy about. And I think that a certain level of selfishness is important in life. Not to the point that you're completely ignoring or disregarding other people entirely, but my analogy is always the oxygen mask on the airplane analogy. It's, you know, on the airplane, when you're doing the pre-flight check thing where the stewardesses are showing you what you need to do in case of an emergency, they always say, in case of the oxygen mask deploying, make sure you put your oxygen mask on first before you assist others. I have that kind of philosophy in my life as well. You know, I'm trying to get my life as good as possible first so that I can then hopefully do good and right and well by other people. And I think that that's kind of an important thing because it's like if you're only concerned about what other people think or feel about you, then you're not really considering your own, you know, status in the whole thing. Your father passed. Your mother doesn't pressure you much anymore, but she's a bit disappointed probably. Well, I'm sorry about your father there. And yeah, I mean, look, man, certain people are going to have those kinds of views on things. And I think that one of the things that people of older generations, especially now, I mean, look, life changes very rapidly in general, right? Our parents, their life and situation was a lot different than their parents. And of course, the same thing is true all the way back through time. But with the evolution of culture, in the age that we're living with social media and, just the internet's prevalence in general, like the dynamics of life have changed dramatically in the last, I mean, even over the course of my lifetime, I mean, the last 20 years has been a dramatic shift from where it once was. So the dynamics of family life change as well. So, these people who have opinions about how others are supposed to be living their lives or what they would like to see out of other people, they have to take into account the entirety of what goes into being an adult in the current age that we live in. So, I mean, whether or not it's what they want for you, if it's something that you want for yourself, then yeah, I mean, it's something that you can work on and try to get to where you want it to be. But as far as how you view it, always look at it from your point of view first, is how I look at it anyway. Like, take your own emotions and feelings into it, your own thoughts into consideration first before you acknowledge anybody else. Because at the end of the day, when you're lying in bed, looking at the ceiling, before you fall asleep, what do you got? You got you and your thoughts. You've got you and the voice inside of your head. That's the entirety of it. That's who you answer to. So, anyway. Maybe I'm completely off base on that. Maybe there's better ways to live that, other people can give you better advice on than me, but that's how I look at things. And I'm not saying that it's been 100% great for me. I mean, I've lived that way my entire life, and throughout a good amount of it, I have made very, very poor decisions and very, very selfish decisions that have not been good ones. But thankfully, I was able to come around to the other side of them. I'm living better now, and, I go on. But I never lost sight of how I felt about things. And I think that that's, to me at least, a virtue in some respects. Man, I really am very sad about Impa Kasang and I not winning this fight that he was just in. What were some of my poor decisions? Drinking a lot was definitely one of them. I'd say that most of my poor decisions stemmed from that. But, that is what it is. What other poor decisions did I make? Probably not going out to California when I wanted to. Initially, I'd say it was another decision that was probably not great for me. As a writer, I've had a lot of scripts and screenplays and stuff that I've wanted to try to get sold and get into production and things like that. And I probably would have had a better shot at that if I had actually made the effort to go out to California, even though I didn't have the money to do it. I was always kind of waiting for the right time and circumstances for it, and they never really showed themselves to me. So I was just like, I just kind of let it get away from me, I guess. Another poor decision that I think that I made is that I never went out on a commercial fishing vessel. That was something that I always wanted to do as a young person. I would have liked to have been a commercial fisherman, like the Deadliest Catch. I always wanted to do that, never did it. So, those are some things I think were poor decisions. But again, it's just life, man. I really don't dwell on that kind of stuff too much. Even the drinking, which is more recent than all of that stuff. It was a bad phase of my life, and I fixed it, and I'm doing other stuff now. Are you teetotal now? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And it's been fine, really. I was what I'd consider more of a habitual drinker as opposed to like an addict. I just kind of let the habit get more prevalent than it should have been. So I really do truly believe that if I wanted to drink now, like I could do it without it being a problem, but I have no desire to. So I just don't. And if you recognize that you do have a problem, then you handle it that way. I think self-assessment in general is like a good general thing to do, but not something to stay so focused on that you lose sight of forward progress. Because I think that that's a pitfall that people can get into sometimes, is that they get so hung up on like identifying and trying to fix problems that they don't actually allow themselves to make progress. So you got into Alcoholics Anonymous and found a higher power? No, no, I didn't do any of that. I just stopped. That's what I'm saying. Like, I looked at it as a bad habit that I needed to break. And I just did. I never wanted to do that Alcoholics Anonymous thing. Like, even if I thought it was like something that I needed, like I wouldn't have done that specific version of that because I don't like all of the 12 step and the apologizing and all this bullshit and then having to go regularly and this like it like becomes part of your life and like takes over your life kind of deal. Like that was never something. It felt too culty to me. But honestly, I just didn't feel that I really needed it. And if it's something that you do need and something that makes sense for you and you're comfortable with all that stuff, then you go ahead and do it. Just not something that I wanted to partake in. Ian Parker looks so tired right now. Yeah. Jonathan Coachman and Ian Parker were the commentators I was talking about earlier that look so not happy to be awake at the time that they're awake during this broadcast. What was my alcohol of choice? I had several. Gin was my favorite. I used to like a nice gin and tonic. I felt like Frank Sinatra when I was drinking that. What else? Yeah, I mean, I would do vodka and all that kind of stuff every once in a while. It was really whatever was around. I drank a lot of beer, like a lot of beer. Was I guzzling proper 12 all day? Yeah. That's right. Nah, I was the old man in the bar that got punched. I denied Connor. I said, no thanks, mate. Got socked in the jaw. But I did have proper 12 before I stopped. I thought it was pretty good. I was never a big whiskey guy. I didn't really like dark liquor because it was always too heavy. That stuff would give you a headache. Wake up with a real bad headache. Now I'm just addicted to this shit. Trade one for another. In this commercial that they keep playing during the PFL, they've got a woman on an exercise bike that's pregnant. I'm curious how much exercise is appropriate for a pregnant woman. I don't know. It's a thought that crossed my mind while I'm looking at that commercial. How much exercise is appropriate for a pregnant woman? I spelled appropriate wrong. Wow, 150 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Huh. Okay, so a pretty regular workout regimen is appropriate for a pregnant woman. There you go. Learn something new every day. Oh, we've got new DJs. Oh, Solardo. Solardo, the new DJs. It's not the woman anymore. I guess Solardo were the guys that were late. Solardo couldn't be bothered to show up on time. Look at these bored-ass DJs. These guys are internationally known DJs. They're just standing there talking to each other while one guy pushes faders. DJing is so weird. It's another thing, too. You see a lot on the apps around here, at least, I guess. I don't know if it's everywhere, but like these rave people. And like, obviously the outfits are really sexy, but good Lord, I would never in a million years want to go to one of these fucking raves. It's a bunch of sweaty people outside jumping up and down to a dude on a laptop. It's fucking dumb to me. Anyway. Oh, you're also a dry individual. Well, good for you. I don't like think people shouldn't drink. Like, I'm not one of those kind of people. Like, people can drink around me. They offer me a drink, I just say no. Like, I don't mind being around it. I don't mind other people doing it. I don't mind bottles being in the house if they ever are. Like, none here, but like over at Vitz King's house, got alcohol around. Doesn't bother me. I kind of look at it the way that Bill Burr looks at it. Because Bill Burr talked about it one time on the podcast, saying that he's like, it's kind of fun when you're the sober person watching all these drunk people, because it's like you kind of see the faculties start to deteriorate over the course of the evening. It's kind of like you get your own like TV show out of it. All right, finally, we're coming up on the Dakota Ditcheva fight. Been waiting for this the entire time we've been watching these fights, which all have been finishes, by the way. I cannot stress that in the grand scheme of things, even though the pacing is absolutely atrocious, all of these fights on this championship series, or this PFL World Championship event, rather, has been a finish. We've seen finishes in every one of these fights today. Maybe the ladies will continue the trend. If the ladies can continue the trend, that's a really good sign. Of course, women's MMA notorious for going to decision all the time. You've got Dakota Ditcheva, who is a up-and-coming star in the sport, only 25 years old, out of England. I guess her mother was also an accredited martial artist. I think she was a boxer. So Ditcheva has a lot of hype surrounding her, and she's been doing very well in the organization. I believe that she wins this fight, but we'll see here. I'm also happy that Dan Hardy found a career with the PFL after how things ended up in the UFC for him. Thought he got a raw deal in the UFC with what happened on Fight Island when he yelled at Herb Dean. Yeah, she got some nice striking too. I mean, like they're showing her highlights. First round fucking knee to the head knockout there. Body shot knockout. TKO. Yeah, she is she's well rounded. It's good to see. I mean, we were just talking about on the podcast how there are not that many women fighters from England in the UFC at all. And thus, by extension, I would think that there is a shortage of elite women mixed martial artists coming out of England, or at least the representation in the higher echelons of the sport. So it'd be nice if Dakota Ditcheva can be the flag bearer for women's MMA in the country. They're such a very rabid fan base in the UK that you'd think that they would have more female representation. So hopefully Dakota Ditcheva can be that for them. I would think that maybe the English contingent would be watching PFL more often if she is doing her thing that effectively in this promotion. Who is this pretty English lady? Anita Jones. Yeah. Hi, Anita. Yeah, but it was unprofessional for Hardy to yell "stop the fight" to her. He needed to know his role and be put in his place. I mean, to an extent, but like, yeah, I can see that perspective on it, but like, it wasn't even really that part of it. From what I understand, like, yet again, I mean, I referenced him earlier, but ITP MMA did a video about Dan Hardy. And he kind of went over that whole situation. And based on what Dana had said in the post-fight, or like one of the post-fight interviews, the pressers after some event, after Dan Hardy was let go, he had said that it was because Dan Hardy like got out of the broadcast location and like walked around to like yell at the officials or yell at the commission people. And he didn't do that. Like he was yelling about it on the broadcast, like in the commentary location. He did stand up at one point. Herb acknowledged him. So yeah, I mean, I can see that as a viewpoint that like he shouldn't have done that, but I don't think that it really warranted him like losing his job over. I mean, he could have had somebody say something to him off air, like, "Hey, bro, don't do that kind of shit." I don't know. I would think that it wasn't so egregious that he needed to be fired for it personally. That's how I look at that. But I can understand it as a criticism. Sorry, I am just I'm enjoying looking at Anita Jones right now. Although she does never mind. I mean, no need to be rude. She's pretty. And she got a nice figure. Also good to see Randy Couture living on in a commentary role. I think Randy Couture is actually pretty good at his play-by-play and color commentary and that kind of stuff. You know, obviously very knowledgeable. And yeah, I think he does a good job in the PFL. It is kind of funny that the PFL has two people that were essentially dejected from the UFC in one way or another. You know, left the UFC not on favorable terms. You know, PFL, they know what they're doing over there. When it comes to that, at least. Speaking of the UFC, Taila Santos, of course, former UFC fighter, former UFC title challenger. Let's see if this one goes to decision or not. If the ladies don't go to decision, that would be a big statement on this card. Tyler Santos' daughter is in the crowd. Never a good thing to do. Even if you win, it's bad. I'm just so personally against families being at the fights. I mean, wives, I guess, is okay, or spouses, I guess. I don't know. Kids, it seems like I'm not. It's not even the violence aspect of it, although that is part of it, because it is like this is what your parent does for a living. But like, it's just, I don't know, man. Just if they lose, like I can never forget that clip. I think who was it? It was Mark Coleman. After he lost a fight, they brought the daughters into the ring. And like, you know, he was like, "I'm okay, baby. I'm okay." Like I can never forget that clip. Was it Mark Coleman? I think it might have been. And he was like all battered and stuff, you know, and the girls are crying. And he might have won that fight. I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. Either way, win or lose, I'm just like, it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's a great look. Especially if you lose, though. I mean, of course, no kid wants to see that. Tyler Santos brought her daughter all the way to Saudi Arabia for this. Hey. Think this is another lady, Dakota Ditcheva, that Chase has a little bit of a thing for. I could see it. You know, she's a decent looking young lady, you know. Some more advice as far as attracting a member of the opposite sex. Do something that is attractive to women. Pick up a guitar. Because I guarantee you that, like, there is inherently an element when it comes to women fighters that's like, it's for, at least for some guys, I know it definitely is true, that it's like just being a fighter automatically gives them like 2 or 3 points higher on the scale. You know? A 6 turns into an 8 real quick when she's in the cage for some guys. Not really for me necessarily, but I understand it though. Oh, she's got her family up in the stands, way high up in the stands, it looked like. She gonna start dancing? Are you gonna do a choreographed dance routine like Stamp? Uh, I don't know. Is this song like a song that's well known in England or something? Oh, we were just waiting for the big pyro to go off. Oh, everybody's dancing out there. I guess they must know the song. Doesn't sound familiar to me. Let's find out what her walkout music is. Um, Freed from Desire. Gala Rosado. Oh, fuck off, dude. Whatever. Ad blocker got caught. That's actually ironic, too, because the ad blocker got caught on an ad for another ad blocker that's supposed to get around YouTube's auto flagging. Well, I'll listen to that at some other time. That is funny, though. Honestly, I probably should just take the ad blocker off for YouTube because I don't mind YouTube ads. Like, I kind of like seeing YouTube's ads. And I see them on a lot of my platform, like a lot of my systems, my devices rather. So I just have it for here so that I can get to stuff quicker, but all right, let's see if Dakota Ditcheva can do the damn thing. $13 and 0, 8 and 0 in the PFL. Another perfect record in the organization. Much like everyone, it feels like today. Cream rises to the top. All right, here we go. No glove touch for these ladies. They're all business. All right. Low kick starts it. They trade low kicks. Oh, another one for Ditcheva. Oh, another one. Nice inside leg kick for Ditcheva that time. Cornrows versus cornrows. Braids versus braids. Ooh, damn, heavy straight for Ditcheva. Woo! Jeez, she's got a nice jab. Fucking A. She just popped that thing out real heavy. Santos has her clinched up on the cage now. She is smushing her face into Ditcheva. Ditcheva has the knee up. Keeping space there. Tyler trying to get her down. Ditcheva not letting it happen. Santos really trying for this takedown, but ends up getting taken down herself. Ditcheva ends up on top. Very nice. Let's see what Ditcheva is going to do. She breaks off and looks like she's going to let her up. Nice. Nice work for Ditcheva there. They are back out to distance. Oof. Left hand for Ditcheva was nice. Santos has her up against the cage again. Santos really trying to go for this takedown, but it just doesn't look like it's coming. And last time that she went for it, she got taken down herself. So see if Dicheva can do it again. Use the Wizza. Got Dicheva's corner over here, yelling in English accents. All right. Ooh, another heavy hand. Dicheva's got some nice striking, dude. Oh, another. Jesus. She went for the right and then just the left lands beautifully. She's a well-rounded fighter. Inside leg kick. She keeps going for the leg kicks, which is nice. Santos going for a flurry. Doesn't get any of them. Shot to the body got through, it looked like, for Dicheva. Oh, damn, front kick. That foot just smacked the fuck out of Tyler Santos' face. Jesus. She just got face smushed by a front kick. Oh, Dicheva laying on some more. Oh, nice elbow. Yo, Dicheva's real deal, dude. Ooh, body shot too. I love that the way she's mixing up her striking. Yeah, Dicheva is putting on a really nice display right now. And we're only in round 1. 30 seconds left in the round right now. Oof. Oh, another knee. Yeah, she just needs to not reach for her shots a little bit. She does leave herself open a little bit when she reaches, but aside from that, I really don't have any notes for Dicheva, man. She's really sharp. Ooh, great read. Santos was coming in. She just gave her the forearm shiver with that one. Jeez, man, great round for Dicheva to start that thing off. We've got Yamakat over here. Prowling around. Where'd you go? Hey, come here. We've got Thing on a String. Little Squid Game action. I like that it's got the umbrella at the bottom. So, got to keep Yamakat entertained for a little while because it's probably about time for him to get fed. But he eats so fucking much. This little guy, he can wait a little longer than normal if he needs to. This cat will never go hungry the way that he eats. I feel like I'm always feeding him. All right, round 2. All right, nice left hand from Dicheva. Oh, tried to go for the front kick again. Did not get that one. Oof. Santos is getting a little bit desperate, it looks like, and it's only round 2. Oh, another knee. Oof. Careful of those elbows. It looked like it might have been back of the head, but that's all right, I guess. Not back of the head, more like top of the head. but it was in motion. I'll give it to Ditcheva on that one. Oof. Another nice leg kick for Dakota. Oof. Another nice body shot for Ditcheva, man. She mixes up her shots really nicely. Another nice knee. Nice sneaky knee on that one. And a push kick. Good shit, dude. Teep turn push kick. Another front kick. Good lord. Ditcheva will get that leg up so goddamn quick and just plant it in fucking Santos's face. Very nice. Another one. It's like nothing, man. Santos needs to get her fucking hands up and block that shit. I mean, her hands are up. It's not like she's like keeping her guard super low. It's just that front kick just gets through. Santos just seems like she's one step behind in this fight. That is certainly the problem because Ditcheva came out really swinging. Another nice knee lands. All Ditcheva, man. Yeah, the only thing that Santos has really done in this fight so far is clinch her up on the cage. Oh, man. Yo, Ditcheva slipped the clinch so nicely there. Lands an elbow as well, and then follows it all up with a fucking another front kick. This chick is real deal for real, man. Oh. Ditcheva's got her hurt. Santos is starting to look a little bit sluggish. Some of these shots are starting to add up. Oh, yeah. Oh, another knee. Yeah, Santos might be done. Oh, Santos desperation shooting now. I mean, coming up on 45 seconds left in the round. She might survive to the end of this round, but I think the end might be near. She is starting to fade. She has taken a lot of damage and has not dealt out enough to slow down Ditcheva in the slightest. Another nice elbow. God damn, dude. Elbow in the clinch. Ditcheva is really nice at close range as well. Oh, another elbow cross. Oh, that one might have done it. Yeah, she's done. Let's go, Dakota Ditcheva. Yo. Dakota Ditcheva is real fucking deal, dude. Getting finishes over here. And has her lip gloss? I guess, is that part of her deal? Or lipstick? Did somebody just like throw lipstick into the cage for her to do that? That was weird. All right, whatever. Anyway, Dakota Ditcheva fucking rules, though. Weird lipstick thing aside, Dakota Ditcheva did the fucking thing, man. So I was saying, I didn't know if it was going to go to a third round, but I knew that the end was coming soon. Did not need to go to a third round. Wow. Dakota fucking Ditcheva, man. There's your next English star. And I mean, if she's fighting the likes of Tyler Santos, even if it is over here in PFL, it's a good indication that she might be able to hang with the big leagues. How will she do in the UFC? I wonder. She's about to win $1 million over here. She's 25. She is 25 years old. She's got plenty of time. She can come over to the UFC and lose 5 in a row and still be good. Oh, man, that elbow that went straight through. That was such a nice one. Slashing elbow. And, I mean, Santos was just done after that elbow. Like, all the rest of the shots, she landed a couple more to the body after that. And it was just, like, unnecessary. I think it might have been the one body shot that actually did buckle her more so than the elbow. But, like, either way, it was just a culmination of all of the damage. And then the application of some lipstick, which I guess is a thing. I guess, does she have a makeup line? Is that what that is? Is it a tie-in? I don't know. I guess it's just a weird celebration. You know, Michael Venom Page had his little Pokemon thing. Maybe it's just an English thing. I don't know. Either way, Dakota Ditcheva, that was really impressive. That was a really, really nice performance. Very impressive. Good shit. This is what I do all day long with the Amacat. This thing, just all day long. That's all he wants to do. Play with the thing on the string. They keep showing this promo for Paul Hughes yelling about how everybody wants to see him fight Usman Nurmagomedov when after the fight that he's calling for that went to decision being an extremely boring fight. I remember that one because that was on the Super Fights card. That was him versus Leon Edwards' brother. And that fight fucking sucked. So I don't know if everybody wants to see Paul Hughes. I think it was that fight anyway. Or maybe that wasn't that fight. Was the Edwards, Fabian Edwards versus, was that versus the dude who is fucking the OnlyFans chick? Did he, hold on a second. Paul Big News Hughes. Oh, no, that was the AJ McKee fight. That fight kind of sucked too, if I'm not mistaken. I remember thinking, oh yeah, AJ McKee is fighting. I got to watch that fight. And then being like, oh, yeah, wasn't that great. But either way, I don't think that the entire world was necessarily clamoring for the Usman fight. However, he has been winning. So I guess it would make sense. And now he's going to get to fight him in Dubai. Again, the Saudi money continues to flow plentifully at the PFL. Oh, yeah, and Brendan Loughnane, the Irishman over here. Another hot prospect kind of deal. I think he's been doing pretty goddamn well over there. More than a prospect at this point. I mean, I think he's won the competition already. Dangerous Dakota Ditcheva. I mean, dangerous certainly sounds correct there. Oh, and her mom gave her the belt. As I had said, oh, she's a kickboxer. Okay, I thought she was just a boxer. Her mom is a former kickboxing champion, coming from good fighting stock. Well, like mother, like daughter over her. Her daughter is fucking dangerous as shit. Very impressive. Good job, Dakota Ditcheva. Yep, 25 years old with $1 million. Maybe she'll be like John Jones. You know, young person with a lot of money. Who could blame her if she goes out and makes terrible mistakes, right? She's been trying to tell yous. Oh, I'm sure plenty of people are going to be moaning about you, darling. Oh, that's funny. I'm sure she has lots of fans. Yeah. I mean, she's taking the exact path that Kayla did, and if she does it the exact same way, I wouldn't be mad at it in the slightest. I mean, this is exactly like the road as I see it going correctly for a fighter right now. I mean, like, come into the PFL. She came in on the regional PFL Europe circuit. Come into through the regionals, rack up a whole bunch of wins. She's undefeated in the PFL. Get $1 million, get $2 million, do it again. You fight 3 times, you get $1 million. I mean, $2 million in the bank, then you decide if you want to go to the UFC or not. I see no problem with that. I think that is a great pipeline. All of these English people, the cameraman having to sift through the crowd to find the specks of English in there. Oh, she's training at ATT. There you go. Damn, putting her brother on blast. He said he spent so much time training her that he doesn't have a girlfriend. Ladies, someone out there in England, ladies of the United Kingdom, go and hook up with Dakota Ditcheva's brother. He deserves it. There you go. Give her the money. She wants the money. Why not? I think it's a great story, and I do hope that Dakota Ditcheva's brother gets some pussy. Oh, she's 26 now. Okay. All right. So I guess she just turned 26. $26 plus 3 months. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I saw that she was 25, but oh well, they say 26. Either way, she is certainly young in the game. Dude wipes drop of the night in the female fight. Okay. Dude wipes drop of the night. Hey, Vey. Good lord. Yeah, ATT getting 2 belts tonight. Or Friday morning. All right, we got one more fight on this thing. I wonder if they're going to do a whole bunch of replays at the end of the broadcast, like they did for the Mina portion. That was strange. They had all this extra time. They just started showing extended replays of fights that had already happened. Yep, Brendan Loughnane. Another guy with some rep coming into this one. Yet another undefeated fighter in his opponent, Timur Kiziev? Kiziev? Oh, Kizriev. Hizreev. I don't know. Whatever. Win the fight, I'll remember your name. Maybe. Oh, gosh, yeah. Loughnane is the dude that fucking opened up that crazy crater of a cut. Yeah, that knee. I saw the fucking pictures of that thing. Good lord, was that cut nasty. That was a bad one. I mean, nothing can be quite as bad as, was it, Norma, was it Norma Dumont? No, not Norma Dumont. Irene Aldana at Noche. That was the worst cut I think I might have ever seen in the sport. That was the entire length of her forehead, basically. But that cut was a close second, I would say. The knee cut that was opened up from Brendan Loughnane. Oof. Yeah, Justin Gonzalez is whose forehead got split with that one. Yo, this dude, Brendan Loughnane, is pretty heavy with the knees. He tie clenches up, and it's a wrap. He's got some nice highlights. Oh, he's also English. I thought he was Irish. He is an Englishman. England, well represented today. It all comes down to this. "17-fight win streak. Pretty impressive. There's Anita Jones again. Hello, Anita. Anita Jones has that like very deliberate English way of speaking where she says every single thing very deliberately with a point. She wants to win her fight in a decisive fashion. It's like, all right. A lot of staccato. All right, we got the Brendan Loughnane promo package. Yet another promo package. Maybe we will care more about this information after we see him win his fight. He certainly has the busted, deviated septum to prove that he is a fighter. Because that nose is all kinds of crooked. An in-cage celebration with his ma'am. Yeah. So he is already a winner of this competition. So yeah, I mean, see him go out here and do it again. It does kind of tell a lot of the story how they have these like elaborate promo packages for certain fighters, but not other ones. Like, where's the elaborate promo package for the like any of the dudes from Russia? All those Russian guys didn't get one of these. Talking about their stories. Maybe they think that they're boring. That's kind of discriminatory, PFL. Oh yeah, Anita Jones definitely does talk like that. I managed to talk to him outside of the locker room just before the fight. There you go. Go and do it, lad. Well, let's see it. Yeah, Timur Khizriev didn't get a promo package. Where's his promo package? They don't allow cameras in Russia. Ah, that must be what it is. Oh my God, let's go already. Show me this fight. Oh, he does get a little promo package. All right, good. I guess it's just that their promo packages are all kind of similar because it's just train a lot. Yeah, it's not like about his life. It's just training footage, or not training footage, but just fight footage. It's highlights. It's not exactly the same level of promo. Like, Brendan Loughnane had the whole thing about coming up from his working class parents and all this kind of stuff. Uh-oh. Khizriev coming out to some gangsta shit. Let's go. Didn't expect Timur Khizriev to be a Tupac fan, but here we are. I would assume that they get to choose their own music in this. I still got to hear that song that Ditcheva came out to. I was rudely interrupted by the blocking of YouTube. Oh, yep, that's definitely it. Gala, Freed from Desire. All right, I'll listen to that at some point. I guess that was a popular song in England. Freed from Desire. Oh, yeah, Gala Risotto. Yeah, it's a Euro dance song. I like Eurobeat stuff. Some of it, anyway. More Brendan Loughnane promo. Good lord, fucking start this fight already. They're showing the same clips again. We literally just watched this. All right. Oh, more Eurobeat. Maybe they didn't pick their own music. Maybe the fucking people were just like, you're from England. England likes this kind of shit. Oh, showing the same English fans. Maybe they grouped all of the English families. You're English. Go sit up in the rafters. This is Saudi Arabia, bitch. You don't get good seats. It's like a drum and bassy kind of song here. All right. Well, dare I say, 5 fights, 5 finishes. This is 6 of 6 here. Will the streak continue? All right. We're almost there. Reading the tail of the tape now. Inching closer to this fight actually starting. All right. We are at the finale. Michael C. Williams is telling us all about the finale. Big reaction for Timur Khizriev. He is from Dagestan. Big surprise there. Brendan Loughnane shakes his cup at the camera. Interesting way to start. Representing Manchester. What country is that in? Yeah, I thought it was Irish. I think I was mistaking him for Paul that I was talking about earlier. Paul Hughes. Paul Hughes, definitely Irish. All right. Here we go. A lot of build-up for this one. All right. Fight's underway finally. Let's go. Ooh, nice front kick there. Front kick to the midsection for Khizriev. Good pressure from him. Nice fast in. Another nice low kick for him. Khizriev doing a pretty good job so far. Controlling and attacking. Loughnane a little bit slower to the start here. Oof, nice front kick for Khizriev. Loughnane ate it, but that thudded pretty audibly. Yeah, Loughnane hasn't thrown much of anything at all so far, while Khizriev has thrown plenty. And we're about a minute 20 in this thing. Oof. Loughnane gets an inside leg kick, and Khizriev responds with a nice little combo. Oof, nice front kick for Loughnane, but stifled somewhat by Khizriev. Ooh, nice spinning kick. Looked like it might have been low, but Loughnane doesn't protest. Spinning side. Oh, whoa. Loughnane going for a roundhouse kick, spinning wheel kick up top and swing right through it. Khizriev, wise to it, ducks under and is now on top. This is not good positioning for the Englishman right now. I mean, you never want to be in this position with a Dagestani. Got him in the guard, but that don't mean shit. Oof. Nice elbow for Khizriev off the top there. Yeah, he's really going for it off the top. That was nice of Loughnane to get out from under, trying to get to his feet. He's almost to his feet on one knee. Khizriev is really doing a nice job of keeping control here. All over his back, smothering. Dagestani as always. Yep, this is pretty good work for Khizriev. All right, finally back to his feet, but Khizriev still just fully in control. Oh, gets the leg. Wow, that was a really nice trip. Didn't get all of the trip, but still nice awareness to be able to get the hook under and just pull the leg out. He fished that leg out for real. That was really nice work. Got the shackles going down below. Pulls the legs out there. Top control again now, or in the guard, but still working, man. Yeah, Khizriev is really doing a lot of work in the top position. I mean, he's not laying praying in the slightest. Like when he's on top, he's going for elbows. He's really trying to advance. He's staying active. This is good work. The nice elbow from Kisreev off the top. Great way to end the round. Solid, solid round for Kisreev to start it off. All right, that'll do round one. And Lochnane's bloodied up around the nose. Of course, they cut to a DraftKings commercial the one time that it would have been nice to stay with the action. Lochnane's nose certainly not a stranger to damage, but we'll see how bad it is coming into round two here. Right after these words from your friendly local neighborhood beer vendor. All right. Now that that is concluded, back to the fight. All right, round two. See how bad Lochnane's nose is here. Yeah, just cut on the bridge. I think he's somewhat used to that. I saw some of the promo clips there. Apparently he gets cut about the nose pretty easily. But Kisreev is like right back to the action, though. He is putting the pressure on. Yeah, Kisreev is just on the hunt, man. He is keeping center of the cage. Oh, spinning kick. That's the same kick that dropped Stipe. Beautiful. Spinning kick to the body. Nice uppercut to the body. Oh, Lochnane looked like he got hurt from that one. Yeah, dude. Lochnane looked like he got stunned. Oof. Yeah, the body is compromised for Lochnane. He really should try to shoot, but going to the ground is even more dangerous. Dagestan, bro. Dagestan. Kisreev has been so in control of this fight so far. I mean, we're only in the second round, but I don't know how much longer it's going to go. I mean, still just keeping pressure on. He's not landing every single shot he's throwing, but he has not backed down like once. And Lochnane is trying to stand in his face, but every time he does, he's just like, all right, cool. Then easier for me to hit you. It's landed another really nice overhand. Kisreev is looking sharp. There you go. Lochnane finally mounting a little offense of his own. But just not enough. I mean, he's so far behind and it's only round two. This is going to be a very uphill battle for him going forward. Kisreev also does not look tired in the slightest. Cardio is looking really sharp. Lochnane is breathing through his mouth right now. That compromised nose might have given. Oh, God, Jesus. Another really nice right hand for Kisreev. Kisreev is finding shots nicely, and Lochnane just does not have an answer right now for anything. He's getting beat the fuck right now. Oh, another jab gets through to that compromised nose. A nice body shot for Kisreev. Yeah, jabs get through on both sides there. But yeah, I mean, the cut on Lochnane's nose is opened up again, and it looks like a splatter across his face now. Blood tracking. Oy. And Hizreev is reading very nicely. So anytime that Loughnane even like tries to load a shot up, he just can't get it. Hizreev is moving very nicely. His movement is really solid. His shuffles are very nice. His fast forward is really nice. His shuffle out is nice. Hizreev is looking really sharp, man. Oh, man, and Loughnane's face is looking all kinds of bloody right now. Oh, Hizreev, all right, something touched him. He gives the okay sign to everybody. He's like, okay, everybody, everything's fine. Everything's fine. I mean, fair enough, but we'll see what happened in that on the replay. Either way, I mean, the tail of the fight is right on Loughnane's face. It's all over it, really. Good Lord. He is turning into a bloody mess. And of course, optically, that's going to look great to the judges. Hizreev is now a minus 2,100 on the live odds. Good second round as well. I mean, look, man. Hizreev is looking really, really sharp in this fight. Ah, hey, a Puncher's Chance advertisement. That is the bourbon of Bruce Buffer. That is his brand of alcohol. So if you are a drinking person, support the buff. Yeah, that body kick, man. Spinning body kick. That's really very, very close, if not exactly the same to the one that John Jones threw against Stipe. I mean, all of these highlights are just showing the evolution of the blood accumulating on Loughnane's face, and it gets worse and worse as the fight goes on. He did get caught with the left hand, a little quick, sneaky one, but you know, I mean, not enough to swing the round. Loughnane is down 2 rounds. All right, round 3. Be very, very surprising if this goes to decision. Oh, another jab right on the compromised nose that they were not able to stop bleeding during the change of rounds here. During the break, that nose just kept on leaking. And Hizreev is on the back now, trying to get him down, just really wrenching on him. Loughnane trying to post, but it is not easy. Oh, knee. I mean, I guess the knee that he had just thrown was legal. He's grounded now. Oof. Another one from Hizreev. I mean, like, it's just the entire offensive story of the fight has all been Timur Hizreev. Hizreev. That guy. He's winning. Yeah, bud. I'm going to feed you soon. They're saying that Loughnane's leg is compromised in some way. I could see that because he's not moving dramatically well. He is trying to stay and keep pressure. So if that's the case, then fair that it's part of the problem. But either way, I mean, compromised or not, you got to try to win this fight. Yeah, he did just try to like set up a kick, and he didn't even throw the kick. Yeah, Loughnane, I guess that it's looking like the right leg, I think. Yeah, the right leg, I guess, is the one that's giving him problems right now. And I mean, again, either way, it's unfortunate that that's the case, but like you got to try to figure out a way to win this fight. And right now, you are certainly not. Hizrev is just really picking him apart because he's moving. He like that's the real unfortunate part here. Loughnane not moving so great. Hizrev moving amazingly well. Oh, god damn. Hizrev with a crazy heavy uppercut. Oh, Loughnane finally swings the leg, finally goes for the kick. Hizrev ducks right under it and gets him down again. Not the same kick, but the same thing that happened in the first round. Or second, whatever. Earlier in the fight. All right. Keith Peterson gets the mouthpiece back in, and Hizrev is right back to work with Loughnane's face looking like a bloody mess. Good Lord, that's bad. I mean, Hizrev can do this all fucking day long here. Oh, this is only round 3. I thought, was it? Did I say that we were in round 4? I thought maybe I messed that up. So yeah, I guess what I was talking about the kick through was round 1, and this is round 3. I'm getting a little loopy with this. Either way, whatever. Enjoying the fight though. Yeah, I guess all of that damage started in round 2. Hey, fucking A, man. Really bad look over here. A mouthpiece again. Hey, Loughnane can't keep his mouthpiece in. Perhaps it has something to do with the fact that he is breathing so heavily through his mouth, because that nose is solidly busted. To say that it's a lot of damage is an understatement, man. His face is busted up. All right. Round 3 over. But I promise, you're going to get fed soon, my friend. I mean, everything that Hizrev has been doing in this fight has just been correct, and Loughnane just it's I mean, whether it's the leg or the damage to the face or a combination of everything, he just does not have the answers right now. Oy, good Lord, that is a lot of damage to the face. I mean, it doesn't look as bad now. They are doing a decent job of patching it, but I mean, the second that thing gets touched, yeah, I mean, it's a cosmetic cut, but when it's on a compromised nose already, a nose that has obviously been broken many times, they're talking, oh, it's not going to stop a fight. Yeah, it's not going to stop a fight, the cut itself, but it's the damage underneath the cut, man. See if Loughnane has anything to answer this here. Oh, 1-2 from Hizrev. Starts it off yet again. Takedown for Hizrev. Almost gets him full. Yep. Collecting the legs. Loughnane trying to get his legs out. Pulls the body out. Good work for Hizrev. Tries to transition to the back. Almost there. Loughnane really trying to get back to his feet. Hizriev all over him. Typical Dagestani style right now. Oof. Another nice elbow for Hizriev. Nice jab that got through. Like, Hizriev is just finding almost everything that he wants. And I guess it really does have a lot to do with the leg because it's slowing Loughnane down a lot. But, like, it's also just really nice display of accuracy is what he's showing here. It's a very nice display indeed. Oof. Nice body shot for him. All right, Hizriev swings through a kick of his own, missed it, dropped down, right back up. He is now a minus 8,500 on the live odds. That's ridiculous. Oof. Kick just does nothing for Loughnane. And he's bloodied up yet again. Didn't even take a lot, of course. You know, the bridge of the nose cut is just right there for the picking. I mean, the commentary is like reaching for anything for Loughnane, like as far as, you know, positive notes here. Saying, oh, that right hand might have hurt Hizriev. It's like, no, it didn't. I mean, it might have made contact. Hizriev looks fine. There's not a scratch on him right now. I mean, Randy did make a good point that Loughnane does seem like he's getting the timing of his shots a little bit better now. So he has landed a few. But, I mean, we're 30 seconds away from the round 4 being, the fourth round being over. Like, he is so far down that, I mean, like, he is finish or bust right now. There is no way. It's amazing to me that this fight has gone this long, actually, with the strength of Hizriev's shots. Like, he had been landing some really nice heavy ones. Another nice jab gets through for him. I just said that you can make an argument that this is Loughnane best round. It's like, yeah, you could, but that's really not saying too much. He is down every round so far, and that was the best of all of the losing rounds. Hey, all right, one more round here. See if this thing goes to decision. And then, I mean, I don't know. I thought that was, yeah, I think that's the last fight on the card. So they got like an hour left on this broadcast. I would suspect that it's going to be, or less than an hour, actually, only about 20 minutes. So I guess that at least timed out right. All right, 5th round. Let's see it. Bring this thing to a merciful conclusion, it would feel like, but perhaps Loughnane has something left in the tank. There you go. Good start for him. Hizriev does not look tired in the slightest. He does not look damaged in the slightest. Commentary basically echoing the sentiments I just said. He looks fresh. He looks uninjured. That's another way to say it. Oof. Another nice uppercut for Hizriev. Dude, Loughnane is a tough motherfucker. Definitely got to give him that. I mean, the amount of damage he has taken on an already compromised face, pretty impressive that he is still in this fight in any capacity, but Jesus, man. This lunging elbow for Hizriev does not connect, but still appreciate the attempt. Oh, goddamn, nice knee for Hizriev. Like, everything that he's doing that's landing is like heavy shit. Loughnane is definitely tough. But good lord, he is getting pummeled. This is bad news, man. A decent body shot for Loughnane, finally. I feel like I haven't said anything about anything he's done in this fight. There's a decent one for him. All right, he's turned the striking up a little bit now, as his face looks like he's wearing a mask of red. Like, it looks like he's wearing grease paint right now. And there's the takedown for Hizriev, which will most definitely seal the deal on this fight. I mean, Loughnane, if he's able to get back to his feet, he needs to fucking start swinging for the fences. He's got 2 minutes left in the round. I mean, if he can get back to his feet, he just needs to, like, swing with everything he has and be accurate as fuck. Kind of a tall order at this point. All right, he's out of it. He's back to his feet and out of the hold. Like, Loughnane, he's under 90 seconds. He needs to swing with everything he has and start landing some heavy accuracy. Yeah, I mean, dude, more combinations, dude. Punches and bunches. Bro, throw, my guy, throw. Loughnane is still, like, he's waiting for counters. He got a couple of them, but, like, you need to be offensive with these strikes now, bro. Hizriev almost at his back again. Doesn't get it. Loughnane still out at range here, dude. Throw everything. And yeah, that leg certainly is compromised for Loughnane. Continues to get tagged here. Under 30 seconds now. 20 seconds left in the fight. I mean, he's starting to throw with a little bit of urgency, but not enough. Coming down to the last 10. Bro, pull the Max Holloway, my guy. Yeah, all right. Really nice fight for Mr. Hizreev, Timur. Good for him, dude. Another day, another Dagestani getting a belt. And $1 million. Good amount of money flowing into Dagestan. Just off of the fight game. Appreciate that. But very unfortunate for Mr. Loughnane. Yeah, I don't know what hurt his leg initially. It'd be nice to know what compromised that leg. But regardless of whatever it was, he was not able to figure it out, you know, as far as like navigating having the compromised leg. So this is the only fight that went to decision, and this was a banger too. This was a slightly one-sided one, I would say. I mean, I think that's a fair assessment, but either way, really good performance by Timur Kizriev here. Kizriev. Yeah, go Timur. Not to be confused with Timur Valiev, who was on The Ultimate Fighter. Very nice guy, Timur. I don't know if this Timur is a very nice guy, but he's about to win $1 million, so I hope he is. Yep, 5 of 6 fights conclude before the final bell sounds. Honestly, this really was a pretty decent card overall. I mean, you know, got to give credit where credit is due. 6 fights, 5 finishes, and a whole bunch of good finishes on the Mina portion of the card. If they had not made this a 16-fight card going for a combined 9 hours, I mean, you can see, when we started this, it was light outside. Granted, that was the time of day that we started. I don't care. The point still illuminates the grander message. Let's make this thing official, and we will call it a day because I got to get ready to head out for dinner in a couple minutes. Also got to feed the little boy over here. He's getting a little restless. Yeah, the deputy minister of sport and youth affairs is in the building to present this belt. 50-45. $49-46, 50-45, and 45-46 on the other two judges. That was absolutely a 50-45. No doubt about it. I mean, maybe you could give him the last round. Again, I think that's being a little generous, but if you didn't give at least one round to Davison Figueiredo against Piotr Jan, then Loughnane did not deserve a single round. Well, congratulations, Mr. Hizreev. Timur Hizreev. Getting the job done in very impressive fashion. I mean, and Peter Murray giving out the novelty check. $1 million printed on the check. It's gold. It's $1 million. I wonder if they get to keep the big novelty check. I guess they do, right? Ah, there goes a whole bunch of confetti. What do you do with the big novelty check if you get to keep it? Put it on the wall in the garage? I don't know. All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the 2024 PFL World Championship. Back to back with the 2024 PFL MENA Championship event that I did not watch on stream, but was also pretty goddamn good. So, all in all, what did we learn today from all of this? Well, PFL's product is actually not that bad when it comes to the fights themselves if you want to make an effort to watch them. At least at this level. I don't know if all of the lead-up fights were any good, like the regular season and the playoffs, this like convoluted season thing that they have going on in the PFL. But pretty good fights at this stage of the game. I enjoyed them. 5 of 6 finishes. We learned that Dakota Ditcheva is really someone to keep an eye on going forward. I think she has a hell of a career ahead of her if she's only 26 years old doing what she's doing against high-level fighters like Tyler Santos. Dagestan reigns supreme. We always knew that. We learned that again today. We learned that prior to the stream on the MENA card that women's combat sports are starting to take hold in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia had a amateur female fight on the MENA card, and that was between 2 ladies. So that's a nice thing to see, a little progressivism out of that region. And yeah, I mean, you know, the pacing and stuff is a little bit weird on PFL broadcasts, but that's really something that could be fixed if they want to. So it's like, just fix some of these problems, PFL. Obviously, you have talented fighters at the higher levels. I pick apart my opponent. I look for all of the moves that he has, and I knew what they were. Hey, Sigma in charge. How's it going, brother? Coming in right at the last minute here. The Bilal meme is still a massive no. I mean, massive. Which meme are you talking about? Do I know which one you're talking about? Is that in the Discord? That's funny. Hisriev is saying, yeah, he's a former champion and he took a lot of damage. I was surprised that he took so many punches. Like, yeah, I fucking bet. I don't think there's anything really more to hear in here. I'm just kind of letting this play out. What does it mean to you to win this massive amount of money? This $1 million? Something that other major sports stars fucking won't roll out of bed for. All these people in chat have no idea you created the Rizzler meme. You're responsible for the Rizzler meme? Fair, bro. Well, thank you for that. The Rizzler meme is still massive, but the Bilal meme is not massive. Oh, the Bilal meme is massive. I don't know. I need to know what meme you're talking about with all this. I know the Rizzler. I know Bilal. I have not seen the Bilal meme that you're speaking of. Did he do the Rizzler pose? Is that what we're talking about? Either which way, send me all memes on Instagram at YamaShow. I got to run, everybody. Thank you very much for all hanging out. Sigma, appreciate you coming in at the very end, but this little guy over here, Yamacat, is starting to chew up the scenery here. He's hungry. I got to get ready for dinner. So I'm going to run. But I appreciate all of you guys. Monday, that is tomorrow, we have a podcast on this channel. Myself, Chase Parton, is called Last Week's Fights. We will be breaking down none of the fights from this week, I don't think. Perhaps we'll talk a little bit about the PFL. We will be definitely talking about 310 coming up. and whatever else we want to talk about, I guess, in the world of MMA. That is starting at 9 o'clock. If it does not start at 9 o'clock, it will start later than 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will let you know the start times on Instagram and on Twitter at Yama Show on both of those platforms. Don't know too much about upcoming video stuff. I've been taking a little bit of a break just for the holidays, kind of winding down. I've needed to take a little bit of a vacation. Still haven't actually done that from my job, but we'll see about all that stuff too as we roll deeper into the holiday season here. But hopefully I'll have some kind of video stuff coming out soon. Either way, have a great rest of your weekend, great rest of your evening, everybody. Take good care, and I will see you in the next stream. Fight on!
Hey.